Uh-oh. Screw you, Oreos. The ones that stay on my body deserve to be here. Today I'm gonna show you how to become an Oreo Milkshake zombie. That's a mouthful, isn't it? As part of my food zombie group, you can see that all my other food zombies in my playlist called Food Zombie. At the time, it seemed like a great idea. I still think it's a great idea though. It's better than whipped cream melting off my head like the previous video. If you haven't seen that, you haven't seen anything yet. So check out the strawberry milkshake if you want to watch a show. It's like a 2-pound weight on the top of your head. I don't know if you've ever tried the exercise where you stack of books on the top of your head and try to walk straight with it. That's what it feels like. But it's on my head. This is attached on by magnets. I super glued the magnets on the top of the whipped cream and the other side of the magnets are under the wig. But if you're using super glue, please be careful not to stick your fingers together. Because I know everyone has done it before. If you've ever touched super glue before, you have done that sometime in your life at some extent. If you like this video and you want to see more milkshake zombies, please hit that like button if you enjoyed this video and smack that subscribe button and join the horsepower. Now no more horsing around, let's get right into the video and let's get started! First, I'm going to show you how I made the whipped cream hat top, whatever you want to call it. If you're not interested in seeing how I made it, you can skip ahead. I'm using air dry clay from the craft store and molding it with wet hands to how I see fit. I'm putting on layer after layer and using my wet hands to smooth out the rough edges and then filling in those cracks so they don't break apart later. At this point, it should probably look like dog crapoo, but we're gonna fix that right now. I'm starting to carve in the texture of whipped cream, so by the end, it's actually gonna look like whipped cream. Now, if you're getting scared looking at my sculpting tool and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't do this, it's actually pretty easy. First, it's a good idea to use a reference like I did so it can look accurate to actual whipped cream. But also, imagine you're making little rose petals. Carve in some curvy lines and pull the edges out. Don't make them all the same either. This probably took me like an hour and a half, so it's not too bad. Once you're done, wait for your clay to dry. When my clay dried, mine turned kind of a grayish color, so I used my airbrush to paint it white again, but if yours does this, you could also use spray paint. Either one you use though, make sure you're in a well-ventilated room. Now the fun part, we're gonna dress it up to make it fit the Oreo theme better. To make our quote-unquote chocolate, I used homemade gelatin. To make gelatin, I used 1 part gelatin, 1 part glycerin, and 1 part water. Here I used 3 packets of gelatin, 3 tablespoons of glycerin, and 3 tablespoons of water. Put that in the microwave for about 10 to 15 seconds and color it with brown food coloring, or I used my airbrush paint in brown. Once it's melted enough, drizzle it over your whipped cream sculpture with a spoon. If you see any small glycerin strings, go ahead and pull those off. You'll need more gelatin later to stick the Oreos on your body, so you could either make that now or later. Now you gotta crush the life out of some Oreos. Hashtag despair to Oreos. And yes, I probably do play too much Danganronpa. Make sure your gelatin is still melted and use it to stick your Oreos on top of your masterpiece. All done! If you watched all the way through, congratulations! If you skipped ahead, you missed out. I was sharing secrets about winning Fortnite, but it's your loss. You'll never find out unless you watch the whole video. Jokes aside, I'm gluing down my eyebrows. Next, I'm sketching out where my say cheese teeth are going, so I know not to paint there. Next, I'm painting half my face as the Oreo Milkshake color, which is a small amount of brown mixed in with a lot of white. Also, leave some room for the dripping effect from the chocolate up above. Now flick on some black paint to represent the Oreo pieces in the milkshake. Paint the rest of your face with that chocolate brown. Before you put eyeshadows on, prime your eyes pretty good. For contrast, I actually decided to use the lightest colors on the outside and the darkest colors toward the inside. I used a light cream eyeshadow on the very outer edges of the eye. Under the light cream color, I used a light brown. Now using just a little bit of dark brown eyeshadow under the light brown, and then just around your eyes, use a little bit of black eyeshadow. And I'll list all the products I used in the description, including all the eyeshadows I used, as far as I know. If you want to be an extra stuffed Oreo, you can go back over it with the cream eyeshadow. Paint some highlights on the droops and around your face. I wanted my chocolate to still kind of remain dark because I'm a zombie after all, and us zombies are dark and evil. So once I added the highlights, I patted them down. Also, I used the highlights to make evil facial expressions. So this is when I started patting down all the highlights with a dry brush to kind of dim down the brightness. I added a little bit more highlights in certain places that I wanted to be a little bit brighter, but even then I patted it down. Now I applied a little bit of white liquid liner just to brighten up tiny areas, just not very much. It's still a highlight, but it's not too much, because I still wanted the chocolate to be dark chocolate, evil chocolate, even poison chocolate. Now shade under your evil chocolate with dark brown chocolate eyeshadow. We're in the middle of the video, and I'm already realizing what word I'm using the most of, which is chocolate, of course. Now line your eyeballs with that Oreo black eyeliner. And I smudged it out a little bit because we are evil. Sorry, I don't mean to jump around like that. Sometimes I forget to line my eyes and I never realize it until the very end. But here I'm using black eyeshadow just a little bit to darken the shading underneath the chocolate, the evil chocolate. Moving on to the teeth, paint all your teeth white. The teeth and bones are supposed to represent the cream filling in an Oreo. I don't know if anyone would have ever noticed that until I said something, but hey. I patted down all the teeth with that same cream eyeshadow I used on my eyes because I didn't want the teeth to be bright white. I wanted it to be kind of like a cream color because it's Oreo cream. You don't have to do this, but I was just redefining where all the lines in the teeth are with a light brown eyeshadow. But this will all be painted over with black anyway, so it's kind of an optional thing. Now carefully start outlining all of the teeth with black. Yeah, you can go crazy with this part. Just start drawing all these crazy random lines going out from your teeth. This will, for one, make your teeth pop out from the color of your Oreo milkshake because they're pretty similar in colors, and this will also make you look more like a zombie. Now with the black paint, start drawing the lines inside your teeth, but keep in mind of the curves in your lips because that'll affect the shape of your lines. The teeth still seemed a little bright to me for being a zombie, so I shaded the top and bottom of every tooth with gray eyeshadow. Make your ears disappear. Now paint a good portion of your body with that same Oreo milkshake color, which is like a little bit of brown with mostly white. Now flick on some more Oreo pieces to make it an Oreo milkshake. With white, start painting on your rib cage. When the paint was almost dry, I patted on that same cream eyeshadow. And do all those steps for the rest of the bones. I gotta ask, is it weird for you hearing me say creepy things like drawing bones and zombies when I have this cute anime middle school voice? I'm almost 23 years old and I never grew out of my middle school voice. Using brown, shade all your bones. Using the smallest brush known to mankind, I deepen the shading even further with black. Anything else that you haven't painted yet, paint it black. Oh yes, and we're also going to be having more chocolate droops on your shoulders, so make sure you make room for that. I didn't get most of the part where I was painting on the chocolate droops, but it's the same as your face. In your face! Using watered down white paint, I started drawing on the little details that the Oreos have, like the little designs that the Oreos have. If you use a reference, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you spell out Oreo though, make sure you spell it the correct direction instead of the mirror direction, because I do that all the time. I just thought the plain black was too plain, so I added the design to tie the Oreo theme together, and also to represent the cookie with the cream ribs. And just like with your face, shade under the chocolate droops. Use help if you need to, but add the gelatin on top of your body, but make sure it's not too hot because you could easily burn yourself. And sprinkle on your Oreos. Just to warn you, this is messy though. Just for fun, I just decided to add some Oreos on my face too. Why not? Here, I'm attaching the magnets under the wig, and you're pretty much done. You may need help to put your wig on, because once you put your arms up, all your Oreos are gonna disappear. You can always glue them back on though with more gelatin. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more food zombies, please hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and smack that subscribe button and join the horsepower. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!